Before we begin, if you believe in compassion, humanity, and the power of small acts to change lives, then please support love and kindness stories by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and sharing it with others. Your support keeps these powerful stories alive and helps them reach hearts all around the world. Ethan Rowe had learned to pay attention to the smallest details. After his wife had died 2 years earlier, leaving him alone with their daughter Lily, the world had seemed to sharpen around him, every sign and shadow speaking more loudly than before. Lily was only 8, still carrying a soft sweetness that reminded Ethan every day that he had a reason to keep going, no matter how lonely or hard his own path felt. That day, a chilly wind rattled the glass windows of the cozy diner they stepped into, shaking off the lingering bite of early winter. The Maple Tree Diner had always been their comfort stop on hard days. Familiar, warm, serving hot chocolate with marshmallows that made Lily giggle and smile. Ethan was grateful for even those tiny sparks of happiness. They chose their usual corner booth, Lily hopping onto the vinyl bench with her school backpack still hugging her shoulders. Ethan barely had time to pull off his coat before the waitress appeared, and immediately a strange tension rippled through him. Her name tag read Anna. She looked young, maybe 23, with flawless dark hair tied neatly in a bun, but there was something terribly off in the way she stood. Hands twisted together so tightly they looked bloodless, her gaze fixed on the floor instead of on them. "Hi, welcome," she said, voice so low Ethan almost had to lean forward to catch it. That was the first sign. Her voice didn't match the cheerful greeting, carrying a tremor that spoke of fear more than politeness. Lily, oblivious, asked if she could get pancakes with chocolate chips. Ethan nodded. As Anna wrote down their order, her sleeve shifted ever so slightly, revealing a smudge of a bruise along her wrist, a faded purple that no one tried to hide with makeup. That was the second sign, and it made Ethan's gut twist. Anna tried to offer a tiny smile, but it flickered away so fast he doubted it had even been real. She walked toward the kitchen window with a stiff, almost mechanical motion, and Ethan watched her closely. A man behind the counter, a bulky, bald guy with a face hardened like granite, leaned forward, speaking to her in a voice Ethan could not hear, but he saw the way Anna flinched, shoulders drawing up like a whipped dog. That was the third sign. Ethan knew that posture. He'd seen it once on himself, back when the doctors had told him Ava wasn't going to survive. The world becomes a fist, and you just brace for the next hit. Lily was happily swinging her legs, tapping a little song on the tabletop, humming under her breath. Ethan tried to keep his expression calm for her sake, but his mind was running like a motor. Anna was being controlled. He could see it. She brought their food. A few minutes later, and that's when Ethan caught the fourth sign. Her hands were shaking so badly the syrup bottle rattled against the plate, a sound that made the large man at the counter snap his head toward her again. Ethan saw pure panic in Anna's eyes, a silent apology as the syrup slushed a bit on Lily's pancake. "It's okay," Ethan said gently, trying to offer her a soft anchor. Anna looked at him, then really looked, and in that moment, Ethan saw the fifth and final sign. A cry for help buried so deeply in her dark eyes. He doubted anyone else could see it. That it was a plea, desperate, silent, heartbreaking. He waited until Anna walked away and pretended to check his phone. Instead, he took a napkin from the table and scribbled carefully, "Are you safe? Do you need help? Nod if yes." When Anna returned to refill their water, he slid the note beneath the rim of the cup where only she could see. She hesitated, eyes darting to the counter where the bald man was busy scrubbing a tray. Then she nodded barely. But enough. Ethan's heart pounded. His hands felt cold, but he didn't have the luxury of panic. Lily was still here, and he had to keep her safe while helping Anna. So he leaned forward, speaking in a soft, fatherly voice to Lily. "Sweetie, Daddy's going to make a quick phone call in the restroom." "Okay." Lily nodded, distracted with the marshmallows floating in her chocolate. Ethan went to the restroom and dialed 911, steadying his breath, explaining the situation in measured, precise words. He was a father, and that meant no fear was allowed to take him over now. The dispatcher assured him officers would be there soon, and told him to keep Anna close and calm. When he returned, Anna came back to collect their plates, trying to hold her composure. Ethan whispered, as softly as he could, "Help is coming. You're not alone." Tears filled her eyes instantly, but she choked them back, nodding again. Lily tilted her head in innocent confusion. "Daddy, is she sad?" Ethan squeezed his daughter's hand. "She's very brave," he said simply. Moments later, the bald man came storming out from the kitchen, wiping his hands roughly. His eyes drilled into Anna. "What's taken so long?" He snapped. Anna shrank away, her voice stuttering. Just cleaning up." Ethan felt rage boil inside him. How many days, how many weeks had this girl suffered under that man's control? Then he heard the distant whoop of sirens outside. The bald man froze. His face changed, hardening like a predator sensing the cage door about to slam shut. "What did you do?" He hissed at Anna, stepping closer to her, fury burning in his eyes. Ethan stood up, calm, steady, firm. "She did nothing," Ethan said. "I called them." The man's head snapped around, eyes wild. But the police came through the door before he could do anything. The bald man tried to bolt toward the back exit, but two officers tackled him and brought him down, face pressed to the sticky diner floor. Anna let out a cry, hands covering her mouth, shoulders shaking with sobs that seemed to split her in half. Lily jumped in surprise, then clutched Ethan's arm, trembling. He hugged her tight. "It's okay, baby," he soothed. "They're making her safe." Anna was led aside by one of the female officers who knelt to talk to her gently, helping her breathe, helping her break free from years of fear. Ethan could hear pieces of Anna's broken words. "He wouldn't let me leave. He took my phone. He followed me everywhere." It made Ethan's chest ache but also burn with relief. The next week, Anna called him with the police officer's help to say thank you. She had been taken to a shelter, was getting counseling, and was making plans to start fresh, somewhere far from the monster who had tried to own her. Ethan told her, "You were stronger than you know," she replied, voice shaking but hopeful. "I didn't think anyone would notice." Ethan swallowed a lump in his throat. "Sometimes," he told her, "the right people see what others miss." He hung up, hugging Lily a little closer that night. Over the next months, Anna built a new life with the help of social workers. Ethan kept in touch enough to know she was working at a flower shop, saving for her GED classes, living in a tiny shared apartment but safe, free, healing. One warm summer evening, she sent Ethan a picture of herself smiling next to a vase of lilies. The brightness in her eyes was completely different from the girl who once stood trembling at his table. Ethan showed Lily the picture. "See," he said, tapping Anna's smile. "Sometimes heroes don't wear capes. Sometimes they just pay attention." Lily beamed. "Like you, Daddy." Ethan kissed her forehead, his heart full. "No, honey," he whispered, "like us," because that was the truth. Lily had given him the courage to keep loving the world, to keep caring, to keep noticing those 5 tiny powerful signs that saved a woman's life. And he knew someday, Lily would carry that same fire forward. For now, though, it was enough to sit together in that old diner booth, pancakes steaming, the world outside still a little rough, but their hearts lit with the knowledge that no matter how broken things seemed, goodness was always worth fighting for.